Welcome to Forge the Self. Life is a test. The world spins out of control, but the Stoics knew the truth. We only truly command ourselves. Here, we don't chase perfection. We pursue progress, quietly and relentlessly. We choose challenge over comfort, growth over ego, action over excuses. Because self-improvement isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you were meant to be. This is your daily reminder to learn, to reflect, and to rise stronger than yesterday. Let's begin.
There we are.
Johnny Dumbbell, we in the building. What's good, fam?
Dude, we're already live for like 10 seconds, and I'm over here screwing around with the tablet, but I can see these Bumble ads for once. Hi, guys. Hey, sorry, you interrupted our our live reading.
No, it's cool. It's cool, man. I'm just grateful to be here, Johnny. I appreciate your time. It is Thursday night. It's
brother.
Bumble, dog.
Yeah.
So we are breaking down the ladies' profiles. I'm looking for some winners for myself. We're going to give all the men watching the game on how to get at these women tonight. We're going to break down their profiles. It's going to be a great show, man. I'm so excited for this. Johnny, let's find me a date for this weekend.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me start that over. In the comments below, I want to say the over-under. Give me the over-under that we find 3 that he's going to want to swipe right on. Now, remember, I'll give my 2 cents, but he doesn't have to listen to me. I'm not in charge of him. He's in charge of him, and that me pill behind him should be evidence of that. But I want the over-under. Will we find 3, more than 3, or fewer than 3? Let's see in the comments.
Bruh. Now, you're right, Johnny. It is ultimately up to me, but we're just not swiping left or right based on their looks tonight, are we? That's not how men.
Well, the looks don't hurt, but no.
No.
If you're Jessica Simpson and you have no bio, sorry, Jess.
Yeah, hey, really. Men move off of principles and standards. And I have principles and standards set for myself where I'm not going to swipe right on any woman's profile who can't take the time to put some effort into it. And uploading a few pictures from her camera roll, fellas, both you and myself deserve more effort than that.
Absolutely.
So that's an absolute swipe left on me, for me. Now, things that we'd like to look for. As Johnny will point out, we want to look for women who aren't just looking for what you're willing to do for them, but are also giving you a clue of what they're willing to do for you. Okay, examples. I love women who own aprons. So if she's into cooking, she might be for me.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate the clap, Johnny. All right, now before we get started, fam, I got to let everybody know I have to jump back and forth between Bumble and our streaming service here because there's certain community guidelines on some of the platforms that we're streaming on, and some women aren't as careful as others, and we don't want to show any of these ladies' kids, even though these are public dating profiles.
Even if they do, we don't.
Yeah, Johnny and I are of a like mind that we're just not going to show that on this show, so we're going to skip over those profiles. Now, we're going to
disagree with us. I would love to know why in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, other than that, we are going to present these profiles as they randomly pop into my Bumble tonight, according to the criteria that I have selected, which is 26 to 49. I'm 45, and I have a lot of luck with women in their 30s, even in their 20s, and especially in their 40s. So I'm just at the perfect age to help you guys out and help you read between the lines on all these profiles tonight. And if you got questions, please get in the chat and ask it. Or if you want to call in, we got a call-in number too. So without further ado, give me just a minute and I'll get Bumble brought up and Johnny will jump right into it. Hey, what are you drinking on tonight, Johnny?
Actually, tonight I am enjoying Four Roses bourbon, the best bourbon you can get for $25 or less a bottle. So shout out to Four Roses because I'm drinking, but they're not paying me for it yet.
All right, Johnny, I think I got us ready now.
Please, someone give me an endorsement.
All right, Johnny. Can you see the first lovely lady of the evening, Amy?
Amy, okay.
And can you,
Johnny, I came equipped with an extra screen this time.
Just real quick, Johnny, I want to make sure that my DMs are covered because, we'll get there. We'll get into the DMs. I do not see DMs.
Yeah, you're good.
If you reach out to Johnny or myself privately, we can even show you how to DM. Or if you have questions, call in right now, dog. And we'll put you on. All right, but back to the show. Amy, 41, Johnny.
All right, cool. So far so good. She's attractive, nice smile, good hair. I can't really tell anything else. Okay, there's the about me. I guess I still can't tell anything else.
It's empty.
Yeah,
there's nothing there.
One of the wisest men in the music industry, Randy Jackson, famously said, "That's going to be a no for me, dog."
I like that.
I've always wanted to do that impression.
Yeah.
I mean, even the beige shirt and beige skirt seems plain. I mean, not that I don't like a plain Jane kind of girl.
Yeah, I do.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I don't like that we had all the creativity in the world to put a few photos in there with a few poses, with even a friend as a prop. And she made sure it was a not quite as attractive friend. I mean, I'm sure that was totally incidental. But the point is that when we have all that added to the fact that we omitted a bio, she's pretty, she's attractive. Her looks aren't going to be enough to carry me to a right swipe.
No, me either, Johnny. Because just because she looks good, that is not indicative to the time I'm going to have with her. That is not indicative to her following my lead. Or
never mind that.
And I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, never mind that. But young men got to understand one thing too, is because this is how you get scammed. Remember, a lot of these bios who look this good and have nothing to say. Now, a lot of them are probably innocent, but there's a lot of them out there that, listen, if the girl looks good enough, they know how dumb we guys are in our 20s. And what we're going to do is we're going to think with our lower head, not worry about the bio and swipe right. And the next thing you know, we're messaging on WhatsApp, we're messaging on Snapchat. Next thing you know, we're giving our credit card number to somebody. And the thing of it is that for these companies, they're kind of just shotgun blasting these, ads out there. They're just throwing out pretty pictures and just knowing that somebody's going to bite the line. Don't be that fish that bites the line, young men. Remember, this could also be a business. This could also be something that could be exploiting money out of you. So even if this girl is real, Bill is absolutely correct. But if she's not, that's even worse because now you're kind of being fished. That's something else to look out.
Well, Johnny, we're just gonna swipe on this one. Swipe
Not
left.
worth it. Yeah.
That is pass. We're gonna
And see,
pass
that's the whole
on it.
risk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
see,
the whole
here's
risk
my
reward
point.
ratio too.
Gentlemen, we are going to see so many profiles like this tonight where the women just take some pictures from their camera roll and upload it to their profile. And these are the same women that are complaining about the kind of guys that are on these sites. How they, when they don't put anything into their profile to begin with.
Well, and I, from a logistical standpoint, would say, listen, if a girl looks this great and she has nothing to say, what is she doing on a dating site? Do you think she's desperate? Do you think she lacks guys complimenting her, let alone asking her out? I mean, do you think she has a hard time going out there and finding a guy who's at least willing to buy her dinner, if not more? So the question you have to ask yourself is, why does she go to all the trouble to put these pictures up to make sure they look good? Because remember, these ladies take a picture a certain way for a certain reason. And if it was something they didn't like or wouldn't want to put forward for a certain reason, they wouldn't put it on this site. I mean,
gentlemen, women take pictures of themselves all day long. They know the angles to take. They know the lighting to use. They know the backgrounds to use. It's a lot of you guys that need help with that. So if you do need help with that, reach out to Johnny Dumbbell. Reach out to myself. All our links to all our DMs and stuff, it's all in the description in the bio. Hit us up. This is going to, Johnny,
yeah, man, you beat me to it. I was throwing the Mario in there.
All right, you want to go with Mario for tonight? We're gonna rock with Mario.
I've been kind of rocking 80s. I've had an 80s day today. I've actually been listening to 80s music. My workout today, I did shoulders. I did shoulders to like completely to 80s rock, man. You've not lived until you've been 45 years old, cranking out dumbbell flies, listening to Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. I'm telling you guys.
Can't share the next profile, Johnny. Let me go to the one after that.
Seriously, though, try it.
All right, Johnny. Next up on our list tonight, Nita. She's 31.
Yo.
No bio.
Strike two, actually. Strike one. Well,
quickest way to my heart is humor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the company line at this point. We see so many profiles with women that want you to make them laugh, that are the quickest way to their heart is humor. And
okay,
well, some of them are capping. Johnny has a really good explanation for the why behind the ones who are sincere.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, what we're looking at here is we're looking at somebody who has to know, and God, there's no nice way to say this, but somebody who has probably not had the best experiences romantically in life because she maybe didn't quite have the pick of, oh man, there's no nice way to say it, the guy she's looking for. So what she's looking for is a good offer from a good guy, and I truly believe that. But the problem is this: when you know that you're going to have to show a little bit of personality because of where you may be lacking in other areas, and I'm just going to leave it at that, it's important to remember that putting a bio into an ad is probably pretty important. You're going to want to make sure that you put out there that you have these interests. You got to put out there that you could. Now, listen, in my life, especially in my 20s, my 30s, I've actually dated women that I didn't find nearly as attractive physically as I did, intellectually, things like that. Those were, different types of girls who they actually knew what their strengths were and they accentuated them. Much like you young men should be doing as well. Get to know yourself, get to like yourself. Remember what I said last week, accentuate what you like about yourself. Here, that's not what's happening. Here, what she's doing is she's putting her looks out there, not telling you anything about herself, and probably pretty cynical about the results she's getting. And I'm sorry, but without a bio and without really any real selling point that I can see or read, I'm gonna say go left. Now, we could revisit that if she writes a compelling bio that keeps your attention. But I got to tell you, number one, it's going to have to be one hell of a bio. And number two, we're going to have to buy it.
Man, kids in the next one. Pass on that. She actually had some stuff in her profile, though.
Sorry, Peach. This is one Mario that isn't coming to save you. Shout out to Nintendo.
Okay, I think I got one.
Couldn't find the laugh button.
Stop it, dog.
I honestly thought I was like, where the hell is it?
The screen. How are you getting the laugh button ready?
I can always tell when you have that look, and I feel like you have that look. So, all right, I didn't mean to judge. Let's see.
Because here's why I have the look, dog. Because I already know that it's a woman. I'm not. You know what?
If it's obvious, swipe left, man.
Yeah, but I don't want to sit here off screen and just swipe left, swipe left, swipe left. She has some things in her profile. We can break it down for the fellas. Somebody might, you know what I'm saying, like this woman or these type of women. You know, we'll give them the game on how
game at all levels. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what that look was. Not something
we'll take that.
Wanted to bite on the neck and drag up a tree, but you know, one of these gentlemen watching might want to know how to get at her. So let's present the next profile tonight.
Who we got?
Hannah, 45. Intellectual and empathetic. I value emotional intelligence, loyalty, kindness, and humor above all. I'm a divorced mom of one and a proud liberal who believes in human rights. Looking for a serious relationship, no long distance nor casual. Good luck to all. Johnny, I got to tell you, even though this is not the right woman for me, this is the difference between the last profile.
I mean,
where the woman just wrote her, and she took the time to write out in emotional intelligence, loyalty, kindness, and humor above all.
Yeah, whether you agree with her, views and whatever she puts in that are a little bit specific, the fact of the matter is this young lady actually did take the time to write a very clear, concise bio that tells you every bit about herself, and you have every opportunity to decide whether or not that fits your program. See, this is what I'm talking about. I, too, would swipe left on her. She's not my type. But at the same time, I got to say, I'm very impressed with the fact that she was willing to put that out there in a bio. And, and to be more honest, to be more concise with what she is and what she's looking for. Now, she doesn't really touch on what she brings to the table, but she does still give you more than the average feminine profile on Bumble that we've seen in the past several months.
Are you trying to trigger me, dog?
Yes.
Huh? You are intentionally trying to trigger me with this bring to the table stuff. Because, man, like, come on, Johnny. What do we talk about here? This is the table
talking about
guys want women to bring stuff to. These guys aren't built like that. And let me tell you, and my biggest problem with the bring something to the table.
Well, I was assuming they were in saying so that's my fault.
Okay, you should never have to ask a woman what she brings to the table. It's your responsibility as a man to lead that woman and instruct her what to bring. The only thing she needs to do is be willing to follow your lead. So asking what she brings to the table, even if it's metaphorically, that shows me you don't have any game because you don't know how to lead her to tell her what to bring for you. This is the same argument I have about how to make a sandwich. If you ask a woman to make a sandwich without giving her instructions on how to make a sandwich for you, she's going to make you the sandwich that the last dude that she was with. So you have
and
to
don't
tell
think
her
that's
specifically how to make it for you. And it's the same principle when it comes to bringing something to the table. The sandwich I instructed you to bring, that's what she's bringing, dog.
well, and that's what I'm saying, I guess, is that willingness, yeah, that willingness and eagerness to do that. Because remember, it doesn't just translate to simple things like the sandwich. I mean, what Bill's talking about is, knowing what you like, her
Exactly.
being willing to deliver that. Yeah.
And okay, she should, gentlemen, if the
But
woman
remember
is
that
really
that
into
translates
you,
into other parts of your relationship. Now, instead of saying, "What do you like?" Well, what do you like? That's going to also fall into conversations like, "Where do you want to go to dinner?" Oh, where do you want to go to dinner? Now you're going to be in decisions. You're either going to be losing a power struggle constantly, or you're going to be trying to shift the power over to her while she tries to shift it to you. Now, what you've got is this kind of rift of awkwardness where neither of you knows anything about the other because you're always just willing to satisfy, no, lead the way. Take that first step. Let her know the kinds of things you're into. Hey, I'd like to go to B Dubs. Do we still have B Dubs? I'd like to go to this place that sells wings and beer. And hey, I'm going there Friday night. That sounds like it's right up your alley. Why don't we get together about 7 o'clock and go?
so let's jump back to the profile. I'm not gonna let you trigger me again tonight. We're gonna keep going. No, hey, you got
We'll
me,
get you
dog.
again.
No, you got me. You completely triggered me on that one.
You are welcome.
Okay. Says she's intellectual and empathetic. I think a lot of women are like that because honestly, I think your average woman is smarter than your average guy. Now, I'm not talking about men like me and you, Johnny. I'm talking about your average adult male.
Well, and instinctively,
So
and most of us never get past those instincts. You and I are, but most people aren't.
intellectual and empathetic, reading between the lines on that means she's going to know if you try to get one over on her.
Yeah, like this is the kind of girl when she asks you a question, know that she's asking you because like she either already knows the answer or at very least thinks she knows.
All right, she's looking for a serious relationship.
And if you didn't learn that from your mom, I don't know who you're going to learn that from until it like really hits you in the nuts. But
so overall, I like her bio. It's just not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes a relationship great is communication, shared goals, and compromise. Compromise? Gentlemen,
Yeah.
don't you dare compromise. We as men don't compromise. We move off of our standards and principles. And if you compromise your principles for a woman, how are you even a man?
Well, and I mean, I feel that this actually translates into down the road as well, because we're not saying don't compromise on, what you're making for dinner. What we're saying is don't compromise your principles. What we're saying is that if you put those boundaries out there, whatever boundaries you put out, whatever program you've designed, she either fits it or she doesn't. She doesn't fit it, but you'll let this or that slide. You have a program. If she's not going to help that program move forward, because remember, the program isn't just about your romantic life. It's about your professional life. It's about how you feel about yourself. It's about how you take care of yourself. It's about how you live, where you live, all those things. And she's going to have to fit that, or she's a girl that you go out and have drinks with every once in a while. That's it.
That's it. All right, Johnny. Quickest way to my heart is for you to be yourself. Hey, each and every one of you should be your genuine, authentic self. And let me tell you guys something. Anytime you try to be like somebody else, you are insulting the man that you are meant to be. Be yourself. Learn to love yourself. Spend some time alone learning yourself.
But here's a hot take. A hot take on that statement is this. Why does she want you to be your authentic self? Because she wants to meet a man who is confident enough to say, yeah, this is me. So what? Now, again, not my type, but I got to say that in not so many words, she's asking that you are unapologetically you. And that's all we ever ask of you guys. So remember, even if you think you got it, keep watching the show because we can always teach you new nuance. We can always teach you a twist to who this is going to help you become, the future that you can lay out for yourself. Remember, goals are great, but you're going to need a plan to bridge it, to build that bridge between you and it. But anyway,
right,
that's what she's looking for. She's looking for confidence.
Says, I am really proud of staying true to who I am no matter what.
All right, that's kind of like the Acme factory statement, but I mean, sure.
All right, so Johnny, Hannah's not for me, but
No,
I gotta say,
I like
and
the
that's
yeah.
because I don't want to waste her time or mine. And she's not just like 10 or 15 miles away from me. She's like 40 miles away. And with just a little bit of effort, I don't want her driving that far to come see me. And no, I'm just going to pass on this one.
Well, then again, I mean, she is a Browns fan, and Bill, you do like to date Browns fans. Why don't you tell the fun people that are watching tonight in Pittsburgh, PA? By the way, shout out to Tully 29er, shout out to Will. Tell them why that you would like to date a Browns fan.
Well, Johnny, I often date Browns fans, and these women, hey, shout out to them, man. I love women who are Browns fans. They are the most loyal women out there, and because they're Browns fans, they never expect a ring. So, my kind of women. All right,
And before you Browns fans get mad, Bill is a Browns fan.
All right, give me a second. I'll preview K here. All right, hold on. Let me run one of these banners because we do.
I know if Matt's watching right now, I'm going to get a comment out of him.
Questions. All right, Johnny. Next up, we got K.
Right. K as in the answer your girlfriend gives it when she's mad at you?
KAE. 37. My faithful Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ. God.
And I applaud that, and I think that's great, but I don't know that we put that in the ad.
My Abba. Father is the lover of my soul. He is my all and everything. He is my vetted source. My full confidence is in him. I love him. I trust him. I am forever his.
I think that she might do better on Christian Mingle.
Exactly, Johnny. I had the same.
I mean, listen, I will not knock her beliefs. I mean, I'm a Christian myself.
Yep.
I'm not going to, but I think that when you're that faith-based and you're looking for somebody else who is that faith-based, you might be lucky enough on Bumble, but I think that Christian Mingle, even if you're not going to be luckier there, you at least should have the expectation of potentially being luckier there. I wish her luck. I really do, but I don't know that Bumble is the right place for her.
Yeah, and I don't think she is the right woman for me.
No, I mean, she's a woman of faith, and I think that's fantastic. I just don't know that.
Johnny, what do we talk about all the time? That these women will break their rules if they're attracted enough to you. But with this being faith and,
I was to say I could buy into that if every sentence she wrote wasn't faith-based. And again, I'm not knocking that at all. I never would.
No, I respect it.
Yeah.
What if I told you that I want to emphasize that I embrace all ethnicities and races, so do not allow that to be a barrier to communication with one another?
I don't know. Absolutely.
It's got her whitewater rafting. I love women that do outdoor stuff.
Yeah, I got to tell you, gentlemen.
If it wasn't for her being so solid in her belief in her faith and wanting to put that first, I don't know, Johnny. I might swipe on this and go to church with her just to check it out. What do you think?
Oh, man.
You think I need some church in my life?
I don't know, man. I've always thought you needed church, but
All right, we're gonna swipe on her tonight. That's 1 of 3. I'll
Oh,
go to
boy.
church.
All right, here we go. We got one.
All right, let me preview our next profile.
There is
homie.
no effing way I ever thought that you were going to be the one to swipe on the church. I never thought this of any night or any night for that matter, that the first girl Bill's going to swipe on was going to be the church girl.
I told you, I'll go to church with her, dog. If she is that devoted to Jesus, think about what she'll do for me.
You know what Bumble was when we were in high school? Skating rink on Friday night.
All right, our next profile has nothing but pictures and kids, so we'll pass on that.
I gotta wonder. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. YouTube algorithm's not gonna like it, so I won't say it.
Johnny. Okay, we got one here that you always warn these young men against. You ready for this one?
Uh-oh. Let me get my glasses.
We got Taylor here, who's 26. Now, it's going to bring up Taylor's IG, Johnny.
Oh, come on, man.
No, let's go to her IG and check it out, dog. Let me pull up IG here and let's go check out Taylor.
Are we pulling up her IG?
Dog, I think we should pull up her IG.
Oh, go. Yeah, all right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Think about it. Hey, we're trying to give these young men the game here.
But she is a Browns fan, notice.
She has nothing in her profile but some pictures from her camera roll and her IG. So I'm thinking, you know what? Give me a second. Let me jump back into StreamYard. I'm going to have to do 1 or 2 things. We're about to pull up the IG, dog. I know I can pull this off.
Great. All right.
Tell me I've never logged in from this browser.
This Instagram personality check is brought to you by Bacardi. Yet another drink I'm drinking, but they're not paying me for it.
All right. Guys, just bear with me. Be patient here. I'm pulling up IG. This isn't something I should have had this ready. I knew we'd come across some profiles with some snaps and some IGs and stuff. And we're about to do a swag check on this woman here.
Well, actually, while Bill's doing that, let me remind you, William the Conqueror on YouTube. If you are not already subscribed, you're going to want to check him out. I am Johnny Dumbbell. Just type it in just like that, Johnny Dumbbell. Come subscribe to my channel. Not only do I have great tips for young men and sometimes even young women when it comes to the dating scene nowadays, but I've also got some great workouts, fitness tips, and even some dietary advice, both in my videos and in my shorts. So come check it out. Like it, subscribe, tell your friends, share it, put it on your Facebook. I'm told these days that's where those kids go.
All right, Johnny. Okay, do I got to present that to? Okay, hold on. I think I got it. Tell me, can you see her IG?
Here.
She has 43,000 followers, and it's
4,300. But yes, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 4,300, and it's private.
So 4,300 followers on a private account. Anybody want to guess?
Man, and it's got to be requested. No, we're not doing that. No. I'm not asking her permission to look at her. All right, but what else has she got in here, Johnny? There's another link to something else.
I'm going to say this is probably actually a company or some organization that's doing this with probably several pictures.
Can you see what I'm seeing, Johnny?
I see a Threads logo.
Yeah. Just Threads.
Yeah. Yep, this is definitely a like farmer. And probably getting monetized as well. I mean, with that level of, with that number of followers, yeah.
So you think she's using Bumble here to swell up her IG to get it monetized?
Yeah, and I mean the thing of it is, it's a proven method that a lot of girls and a lot of organizations and a lot of agencies have been able to make a lot of money doing. And I mean, as you see, she had a Browns jersey on. So there's a lot of regional, appeal to this. But don't forget, there are girls out there who have actually taken that kind of picture in all 32 NFL jerseys. And guess what? You'll find this profile in every NFL city or near it. Bill is almost exactly halfway between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. So sure, she's going to see that. And sure, he's going to see that. And I'll bet we'll come across somebody wearing Steelers at some point that may or may not be doing the same thing. Matter of fact, if you're at the Rivers Casino right now watching this on your phone, make that a side bet. Let me know what the odds are.
All right, so we're about to pass on Taylor here.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second and I'll check out Lindsay.
That's a button I'm going to have next week. Next time we do this, I'm going to have Beyonce doing to the left, I get like 2 more customizable buttons on the sound card, so pretty sophisticated.
All right, John. Next up, we got Lindsay. She's 36. It says here she's a therapist. No bio.
So, okay, let me ask you this. Lindsay, I know you're not watching this. You probably never will. But if you were, I would say, as a therapist who knows how to kind of at least somewhat analyze, the situation or the interaction that you're in, why on earth would you go ahead and post pictures that definitely show your shape, definitely show the way you, stand posture-wise or anything like that? You want every possible angle to show how cute you are. But when it comes to the bio, it's not that you don't want us to know anything about you. I feel like maybe you just don't think that's that important because we've fallen all over ourselves. Now, the picture in the dress, very nice. But Bill and I both know, and you young men out there need to know as well, before you go complimenting somebody who hasn't even said a word, remember that it's important to know at least what she's about, if not what she brings.
Okay, Johnny. Well,
Yeah.
pass on Lindsay. See, hey, Johnny Dumbbell, look at that. You called it. They're in the Steelers gear now.
If you're watching at home, wave them terrible towels.
All right, Johnny. Next up we got Michelle. She's 36. Steelers. I need a boob. No bio.
Oh. We gotta knock it off these sound effects. We're getting crazy. That's it. But no, I mean, yeah, with no bio, that's it.
My perfect Sunday includes Sunday Fun Day. Dude, this looks like a photo somebody took of a photo or heavily filtered or something.
Yeah, something doesn't sit right with that one.
No, that's not the only one. Oh, maybe it is. Win me over by bringing me a coffee? Gentlemen, don't you dare do some sucker shit like that.
Fellow Steeler fans, this is why Ohioans hate us. Just saying.
All right, my ultimate green flag is you love dogs. Gentlemen,
all right.
Okay, that may be true, but ask yourself this. Why would she tell you exactly how to get at her when she hasn't even made her mind up yet if she finds you attractive?
Yeah, I mean, that's an excellent point, Bill, actually. Very good point. Because here's the thing. So if she doesn't really mean that, what is she saying that for? Well, it sounds to me like she's putting out a line that most of us can agree with, that most of us can find that common ground with. And more importantly, those of us who have and love our dogs will be likely to message her. So, I mean, maybe this is a reach out for a marketing technique, or maybe this is a way to attract guys. But the thing of it is that she's putting something out there that, I mean, I don't know a whole lot of men who don't like dogs. I really don't.
All right. Well, here's the thing. She put like maybe 10 words into it. I don't see anything about her doing yoga. I don't see anything about her cooking. There's a lot of things that I don't see that I would like to see. So we're going to have to pass on this one, Johnny.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Give me a second. I will check out our next profile real quick. Nope. Man. Another one, too.
See, this is exactly what we're talking about, guys. We sometimes we spend excessive amounts of time just going through the profiles that, like, not that they're necessarily inappropriate by most people's standards, but definitely inappropriate by ours. And we're trying to kind of give a good, wholesome 21 and over show here. And in doing so, we don't want to be showing little kids that, don't need to be.
No. Johnny, it amazes me how many parents are showing off their children on public dating profiles. Like, they don't even know who is the people swiping. It just is wild to me, man. I really feel like you should do a better job of protecting your children's identity. Now, I'm glad that they show off that they're a proud parent.
Sure, absolutely.
That lets me know that they're going to have other demands on their time, especially if they don't have a co-parent in the picture. So I might not want to swipe on her just because of that, because she's not going to have the time to give me the attention that I deserve. So,
right.
Okay, next up we got Joe. She's 33. Short bio here. I'm very observant and I appreciate little things. A great conversation would be nice.
Bless that bitch.
I like women who appreciate little things and a great conversation. Johnny, that is something I'm looking for in a woman. I need to be able to talk to her and have intellectual intercourse with her, if you know what I'm saying.
Definitely, yeah.
I hype myself up for a first date by listening to music. I wonder if her Spotify is connected and we can see who she listens to.
That would be awesome.
Because Bumble does give you the option to connect your Spotify.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I have been out of this game way too long.
All right. Perfect first date is Chili's.
Bruh.
I'm only clapping because I feel like if you want to talk about compromise, we could probably transition that to like Applebee's. I mean, dollar margaritas. Come on, guys.
Here's the thing. Chili's for drinks is one thing. Chili's where y'all are sitting down with a menu, that is a whole other story. So, gentlemen, beware of that fine line that you're walking and keep it, especially a first date, to 1 or 2 drinks. You don't want to go over more than an hour, and you want to set up your second date on that first date. Remember, the first time you meet her, you don't know anything about her. You're not even really meeting her. You're meeting her, shout out to K-Zag, you're meeting her representative when you first meet her. You don't get to know the real her right away. That takes time. So you shouldn't be doing stuff like taking these women whom you don't know out to meals. Having drinks is okay. Dinner, not so much. And if you don't understand the difference, get at me or Johnny. Write something in the comments. We'll get at you. We can talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, the meal date is probably date 3, 4, 5, not 1, not 2.
I'm doing meals on a second date, Johnny, but it's going to be cooking at my crib or hers.
I feel like that's only if things go perfectly on the first.
Why wouldn't they go perfectly, Johnny? She's on a date with me.
Very true. But listen, just because you don't put your foot in your mouth doesn't mean she can't do the same and make you decide not to.
I'll know we vibe on a date if I hug you. Johnny.
Okay, see, this is exactly now that
Yeah.
might be genuine, but if it's not genuine, it's because she's going to hug you on the first date no matter what the minute you show up. And there's either going to be a feeling that she feels about you because she really has that connection, that biological attraction, or she's got that feeling that she feels for you because I bet I could at least get something out of it. So just pay attention to the body language aside from the hug. Just because she hugs you, I know it's body language. I know that it's her body doing something, but you're going to have to pay attention. And I know this is a lot to ask some of you guys. You're going to have to pay attention through the whole date, the whole night. Is she engaged in what you're saying? Does she keep you engaged in what she's saying? And for the love of God, did you make her laugh? And when you did she touch your arm? Did she touch your leg? Did she lean over and elbow you? Whatever it is. But read that body language. Bottom line, that body language. And you're going to have to ask yourself the hard question. And sometimes that hard question is, does she do this if she's interested or if she's not?
Now,
And you move forward depending on which honest answer you give yourself.
Johnny, I'll know if we vibe on a date if I hug you. I'm hugging her when I first meet her. And there's a certain
but that's what I was saying. She
That's
does
what
that
I'm-
with every, yeah.
there's a certain way that you have to hug the woman when you first meet her that's going to set the pace for the entire date. It's going to be fun and casual and intimate if you pull off that hug the right way and make that woman feel comfortable in your presence. So, last thing you want to do, guys, is hug this woman like you're related to her. We don't do side hugs.
God.
We're not doing over the top hugs. No, you square up to that woman, you grab her by the hips, and you pull her to you like a man. This is going to force the woman to throw her arms up and around your neck. Remember, gentlemen, women like to look up at you. So you got to be smelling good, some good cologne on. I usually put some oil in my beard too. And look, I'm going to take it a step further because after that hug, I'm going to grab her hand and twirl her around in a little 360 and kind of make a fuss about her outfit, especially if she took a little time to get a lot of time to get ready. If she took a noticeable amount of time to get ready. Now, Johnny Dumbbell, 1 compliment per night. Now, I typically don't compliment women. I feel like I am the compliment. My time I am with her, that's compliment enough. However, on a first date like this, when you're first hugging her, when you're twirling her around, letting her know how much you appreciate the time she put into getting ready for you, you got to be smooth with it. So, like Johnny doesn't typically do this, but this is something that I do. I do spin them around in a little 360 and make a big deal out of what they're wearing.
I show up and say, "Did you get dressed like that just for me?" Give her a wink and say, "You look great. You ready?"
All right. Overall on her profile,
Both approaches are great though.
Not my type of woman right here. I don't think this is a bad profile. I think that she didn't put a lot of effort into it because she usually doesn't have to.
That's definitely valid.
Okay, if I was going to give y'all the game on how to get at her, I would recommend if you matched with her, there's a real simple message you could send her to gauge her interest. It's going to go you, period, me, period, a drink, period, let's make this happen. And based on her response, you'll know exactly where you stand with her. Remember, gentlemen, no response is a response. And if she's really into you, she will reach back out with some kind of answer. Some women, they don't want to meet you for drinks right away. They want to get to know you a little bit. And I recommend against that. And myself and Johnny will both tell you from our experience that when women are attracted to you, they don't need to get to know you. The women that need to get to know you first are the ones that are looking for extra incentive to deal with you.
Yeah.
So that's why I like doing that short little message, because my time is the most valuable resource I have to me, and I don't want to waste it. And I want to be respectful of her time too. So, you and me a drink, let's make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to tell me that you're not quite comfortable meeting me until you texted with me for a couple of days, look, that's okay. That doesn't vibe with the way I do things. So, hey, look, maybe some other guy will be willing to text back and forth with you. But for me, and for most of my generation, the phone is for setting up the meeting. You can just as easily shoot me down in person. And hey, look, man, I know there's a lot of guys out there that don't take that very well. But the fact of the matter is, if you're that afraid of it, why are you out there dating and meeting up with random guys in the first place? You don't know what you don't know what you're running into. So the point of the matter is that if you're not ready to meet me face to face, that's okay. But understand, I'm not going to text back and forth for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days before you finally deem it okay for us to have coffee together or whatever it happens to be. Look, you're not comfortable meeting me. I'm okay with that. I recommend you get off the dating app, but hey, you do you. But I really kind of feel like maybe you're just not ready to do it that way.
Well, you know what's going to happen over those several days of texting, right? You're actually going to give that woman a reason not to go out with you. You guys are going to say the wrong thing. Remember what's her very first line here? I'm very observant. Okay. So you guys are going to say the wrong thing and you're never going to get to go out on a date with her anyway. So I'm going to pass on this one right here, but that's how you should get at her. Ask her to go have a drink with you.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second here.
If she's interested, she finds a way to meet you. If she's not, she finds an excuse not to.
Absolutely.
And hey, look, there's nothing wrong with that.
All right, let me check out our next profile, Johnny. Okay, Johnny. Let's see what we got here. We got Marley. She's 29. Bio. Hi, I'm Marley. Okay, I like she's introducing herself. If you're looking,
we saw that in the headline.
If you're looking for the human version of a squishmallow, look no further. Consideration is key with me. Hope you love being sent memes, working on being healthier and losing weight this year. So let's do some activities.
Bless that bitch.
Like this,
that's somebody who's a little bit upfront and humorous about how she looks and feels about how she looks. The nice thing is even if she really does feel like she's a squishmallow, she's confident about how she feels about how she looks, and she's confident about who she feels she is. Consideration is key. I think that's a projection of her ability to show empathy and practice empathy with others. I think that the specificity of the things she said after that. Let's go. Let me send you some stupid memes. I love memes. Working on being healthier, losing weight this year. Let's go do some activities. So she's looking to improve herself and wants to include somebody else in her improvement. Gentlemen, here's the thing about this. This woman just wrote the kind of profile that you young men should be writing about yourselves. Okay, the fact of the matter is, if you are looking to be marketable, you have to be marketable online. That's just how it is, okay? And she's actually showing this level of confidence in not only how she, and it really has almost nothing to do with how she looks. She barely mentions it, but she's confident in who she is, what she's interested in, and what probably fits her program. Now, a lot of the guys that are going to respond to her ad are going to be the kind of guys that are going to be like, oh, I really hope I fit her mold. So I don't know if you guys out there are going to mesh well with her. But what I am going to tell you is take some notes when it comes to her bio. You should be telling these ladies on your bio, I'm currently working on projects right now. I'm really excited about what the future brings. Things are looking good, and I would like someone to share that with. That is what I'm seeing when I see this kind of a bio.
Says she rarely drinks. So I would probably see if she wants to get smoothies at Pulp or maybe do a duck pond date. The weather is changing. Maybe we'll go feed the ducks.
Not bread.
Not bread. Hey, we're one picture and one bio in, and Johnny, I'm telling you, I'm interested. I want to see what else we got. I like
yeah.
it so far.
Yeah.
What I'd really like to find is someone that is kind and considerate with a sense of humor, or at very least willing to play Mario Kart with me.
Sorry, honey, I'm taking.
How do you go from kind and considerate to, at least you play Mario Kart with me?
Especially considering, listen, I played Mario Kart throughout my entire childhood and teens. And do you know how petty you can be sometimes playing that game? Just saying.
Look, I'm so playful with women. Of course, I'm going to play Mario Kart with her, and I'm going to be covering her eyes while we're racing and just flirting with her.
Worst kind of opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, she'd be. Let me just shut up.
That would fly with her. That ain't going to fly with your boys. Same.
My personal hell is anywhere super crowded or places that are a nightmare for parking.
Yeah. She ain't going to like Pittsburgh.
Johnny, is she a nurse?
Oh, okay.
I love nurses, Johnny. I have yet to meet a nurse that has asked me to show an ounce of self-restraint in the bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a benefit to that. I would find out if she's a traveling nurse to get to the whole commitment part of things. But if not, hey, have fun.
Okay, it says, I'm hoping you can make me laugh. I love a good joke. You know what? We need to get a counter and just count how many times every episode we see women say, can you make me laugh? I want to laugh. How lame are you guys?
Listen,
that all these women want is for one of us to come along and make them laugh?
You know why, though? Do you know why? And Bill, you know why. But gentlemen, do you know why she wants you to make her laugh?
Tell him, Johnny.
Because laughing is a reaction to something you said or did that it's so funny she can't stop herself from laughing. She can't control that laughter. If you can elicit something out of her by something you say or do that she cannot control while you're in public with your clothes on, she's going to let her mind wander to what you can actually make her do that she can't control when it's just you and her.
Yep.
The power of laughter is a lot more than what you see on the surface. Yes, it's easy to be attracted to somebody who can make you laugh, but a lot of people don't really think too deeply into why that is.
Yeah. So when I first see this can make me laugh, I love a good joke, I think.
Stop the cap.
But when Johnny explains it the way he does, that's right on point.
And she probably doesn't realize that that's the reason. Most
Right.
people don't really listen. We're nerds. We think about this stuff. Most people don't think about that stuff.
All right, we got some more photos of her with her friend group, her with her parents.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm in. I'm swiping right on this.
Is that number 2?
This is number 2 for the night.
All right, let's do it.
I think she's kind of cute. I'll take her to the gym with me. Run it. All right, Johnny, let me check out Corey.
Oh, Bill, we're running out of time, buddy.
Johnny, I got nothing but time.
We're going to need a Phil Dawson style late in the game.
Oh, you want to do a lightning round? I don't even know if I got it on me to do the lightning round. Because I was
No. I'm not saying that. I'm I'm saying that maybe we'll come across a miracle here.
Yeah, okay. Next up, we got Corey, gentlemen. She's 45 years old. Shout out to everybody 45. No bio. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Gentlemen, this is what a horrible profile looks like. Just in case you were wondering, you have an attractive woman who puts no effort into it at all, but a couple pictures from her camera roll. So, principles, standards.
Yep.
Pass.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got Sarah. Oh, hold on. No, I think I can show this one. Okay.
All right.
Let's show this one. Oh, let me get up to the top. My bad, gentlemen. All right, we got Sarah. She's 42. Behavioral health consultant. Christian woman, independent, goal-oriented with a growth mindset, seeking an independent, emotionally mature, self-aware Christian man.
Okay, so again, where we come across something that's very specific, and I think that's great that she's pretty forward with what she's looking for. However, I mean, I think
Christian mingle.
I think Christian mingle would probably be a better place for her. Yeah.
Yeah. See what else we have. My real life superpower is empathy. If you care about my feelings, I will care about yours.
I would care about that statement if we hadn't heard that at least once every Bumble show for the last 4 or 5 times we've done it.
All right, but remind
Come
me,
on,
John,
man.
because aren't you a linguist?
Yes, and to be honest with you,
Okay, what's empathy? Can you break down? Did you know
empathy is empathy is the ability to understand what the person you're speaking to is going through, or has gone through, or whatever it is they're describing, and to
It
have
sounds like
a
you have
sense of
conditional empathy here. Then,
right.
so how is that empathy at all?
Exactly. And I think that's kind of why they put that out there as such a general statement, because either A, it elicits that very question from you, which does stimulate conversation, or it makes her feel elevated in some way to put that out there as her, what do they categorize it as? Oh, her superpower.
Yeah, her real life superpower. I don't need a woman to care about my feelings. I do enough caring about me, and I manage.
It's kind of good, because once it gets to a certain point, you probably
emotions,
won't anyway.
And I deal with my own feelings. So that just seems like smothering to me. All right. So,
Yeah. Either that or confusion is what, yeah.
something I learned way later than I should have is how to love myself. Give her a shout out for that. We always talk about self-love.
Shout out for that if she means it. But again, that just sounds like a pretty cliche thing to say. But and see, that sucks, because for those of us who really did discover that, it really is a great feeling, and it's something I hope you all experience.
Yeah. So even she may have copied or pasted it. It's hard to tell without getting to talk to her and knowing and asking questions. I could tell if she loves herself or if she hates herself by just having a conversation long enough to have a drink, say. But that's what I would determine if I wanted to go out with her. All right. So send me a like if you love Jesus. You think she's farming for likes there? Or do you think
Yeah,
she is
possible.
saying that she's not looking for anything casual without putting that into words? I think a lot of women use Jesus and God to say they're not looking for hookups.
Well, and I mean, the thing of it is that a lot of the girls who have hit the wall, um, it's interesting how religious and spiritual they become when their sexual market value drops. Just saying.
Okay. Gentleman, 42 years old, independent, goal oriented, growth mindset, seeking an independent, emotionally mature, self aware Christian man. Guys, I would say if that's not you, if that's not your genuine, authentic self, then leave this woman alone and don't
Yeah.
waste her time. Seriously, we're gonna pass on this. This is just not the right one for me. But
What do you
all right,
think, Billy?
I think that we're gonna find one more match for me tonight.
All
We're
right,
gonna,
let's do this.
we're going to run for about 15 more minutes, maybe 20. You know, it shows me here in the corner. There's like I got like 3 different women who've liked my profile recently, so
Nice.
I may match with one. Who knows?
One of these days we're going to be nano influencers, guys. Then look out.
Well, Johnny, I'm already an influencer. I influence everything around me every single day, every situation I'm in. It's called having game.
It is.
All right, next up, Johnny, we got Elizabeth. She's 42, and it says here she's an interior designer. About Elizabeth, I'm sort of successful woman who tries hard to have her stuff together. I'm a divine feminine looking for a gregarious divine masculine. I do not play games and ruthlessly practical. The only humor in this house is from the gallows. I'm looking for kindness. No kids. Johnny, tell me something. And not tell me, but tell everybody watching what women typically mean with a sentence like "I'm looking for kindness."
So what she's looking for when she's looking for kindness, it could be that she's looking for a guy who's 6 days in the gun barrel and knows that peace and calmness of mind overcomes all. Or she could be looking for a guy who's willing to put up with her crap long enough for her to be able to get what she needs from you while giving as little as she can get away with. So if you're willing to gamble on that, let's roll the dice and swipe right. Me, I'm going left.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here really so far that. I mean, a sort of successful woman, you're either successful or you're not. And look, you don't have to be financially successful to be successful as a person. And like having your stuff together, that's what basic adults do. So basically what she's saying here is that she's an adult. She doesn't play games. I do like the one thing I do like the one sentence in here. The only humor in this house is from the gallows.
Yeah.
Dark humor. All right, we'll get along if you appreciate the balance of ambition and relaxation, value small, meaningful conversations over small talk, and enjoy the journey of life. This is very contradictory to me.
If you're only half paying attention, that sounds wise and sage-like. But if you're actually reading it word for word, what the hell is she talking about?
Yeah, because how can you be a balance of ambition and relaxation? Those are opposing forces. If you're ambition 24/7, 365. No, if you're ambitious 25/8, 366. You don't have time for relaxation. So
and that's when it's not a leap year.
Shout out to Johnny Dumbbell. He's always the smartest one in the room. All right. One thing you need to know about me is I don't date married E&M or poly people without written permission slips from their partner.
Dude, and for real, listen, I've known a couple people that backfired on.
But she will date somebody married, E&M, or poly. I mean, that just kind of gave her a point in my book, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if that's, that's a point of contention, for you, there's obviously a reason.
Well, it speaks to how open-minded she is. Okay, because if she's going to date somebody who's married, E&M, or poly, then that means she's not looking for a relationship. What she's looking for is something more casual. And if I did want to vetting her over several months, 12 of them to be exact, shouldn't be a problem with her because she's used to dating people who are married, right?
Yeah.
So that's why that caught my attention, because my vetting process is so long and so extensive that women who are okay with that kind of thing, I just find them more open-minded to my situation. Okay, my favorite quality in a person is, what's that, Johnny?
No, go ahead.
She says, my favorite quality in a person is emotional availability. I have a serious case of RBF, but I'm a secret lover girl at heart. I need someone who can
That's
match
not roast beef.
Gomez, Morticia energy. Johnny, that's the first thing I really like. Man,
no.
I love Gomez Morticia energy.
I was married to Morticia. Don't do it.
Oh, I'm not swiping on this profile, dog. This is not the one for me. Okay, gentlemen, overall, this might be the one for you, but I don't think her and I are that compatible. All right, if I was going to get out here, here's how I would do it. This one would be a coffee date, but like not just like Starbucks or something. Yeah. I would find either a little family mom and pop shop to take her to, or I would find a little what's Johnny, what am I looking for? Not a chain, but the smaller, where there's a couple of them, a smaller franchise place.
Like regional, yeah.
Sure. So, but I would have her meet me for coffee.
Iana Zones, Wedgwood,
I'm gonna pass on her. Let's see what else we got tonight.
Meeting for pizza is also acceptable. Kidding.
All right, Johnny, I got one we could show. Let's see what we got here, dog. If this is number 3, we're wrapping it up for tonight.
All right.
We got Heather. Heather's 41. She's piloting a plane, or co-piloting a plane, I should say.
Is she or is she just wearing the headset so she can? I don't understand.
About Heather, never married, no kids except my fur baby. I'm educated, outgoing, ambitious, loyal, financially independent, emotionally stable, and drama-free. I want these same qualities in a partner.
Okay, so all the same things? Because
here's the thing, Johnny. All these go out the window when she meets somebody she's sexually attracted to. So she could sit and say she wants educated, outgoing, ambitious, loyal, financially independent, emotionally stable, and drama-free. And then she walks into a bar and sees me sitting there. So
yeah, and see, here's the thing. So she's putting out all these things that she's looking for. And I mean, she probably either means them or thinks she does. But yeah, I mean, she says you have to meet all those same things, check all those same boxes. But like we said many times before, we'll say it again. And the next episode, no matter what questions I read to you on Monday night, I'll probably say it again. She only has rules for the guys she's not attracted to.
All right, let's see what else.
She has no rules for the guys that she is biologically attracted to.
All right, let's see what else we're working with here. If I could have a superpower, it would be insight into the future. That's interesting, Johnny. Most women pick teleporting.
Yeah, but insight into the future could really make you a lot of money on FanDuel.
All right, I'm on the fence about this one so far. Non-negotiable. Dogs or family.
I'm with her on that.
My dream is to retire early and spend more time perfecting my weekend all week lifestyle. Well, I'm glad she has goals.
Wait. Time the hell out. I really want to know what she means by weekend all week lifestyle. You puppy.
You don't like
retire
that?
early. Here's my question. Retire early and spend more time perfecting my weekend all week lifestyle. What does she do for a living?
I don't know if it said.
I didn't think so. So,
Project manager, engineer at cloud.
okay, so that means one of two things. Either A, she loves what she does for a living so much that she feels like she doesn't really work, which is awesome. Or two, she is expecting someone to take care of her so she doesn't have to feel like she ever worked.
Johnny, she's an engineer. She makes 6 figures, dog.
Okay, and I mean, if that's the case, hey, that's awesome. I mean, she does what she loves, and it was option A. That's cool.
All right, Johnny.
If that's the case, I would say swipe right.
Yeah, I'm swiping on her. The dogs.
All right.
Future. Yeah, we got number 3 here tonight, brother. And then look, Faith just had to pop up. You want to do one more tonight, Johnny? I can guarantee I don't have to preview this one. Faith is not going to be putting kids up with bikini pictures like this.
Well, you would hope, but from the Mahoning Valley, right?
I'm probably your company's personality hire. I'll never say no to a taco or a corny dad joke. Bro, she's 4'11". I love petite women. Like 4'11" to 5'3". Man. All right, after work, you can find me cuddled up with a good book.
Bless that bitch.
I like women who read. Johnny, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to swipe on Faith too tonight. Why not?
Did we get 4?
We got 4, bro.
Is that a record? All right.
Johnny, I think that might have been a record, dog.
Yeah, I think it's very possible.
All right, gentlemen, look, I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching us tonight. I genuinely appreciate it. I hope this helps you grow on your journey of manhood. And Johnny and I are going to be back Monday night to answer questions, aren't we, Johnny?
We are. Actually, I already have 3 lined up for it. So that doesn't mean that we can't do the speed round and maybe do 5. So if you guys have questions, don't think that that's all we got. I mean,
well,
use a couple more.
And look, please call in with your questions, especially on Monday night.
That would be great.
We want you to ask questions. We want to help you out. It doesn't have to be about women or the dating profiles. No. You guys can ask us what you need to do to get ready for a job. What the kind of things that you should put on your job application. Hey, shout out to all the felons who don't check the little box that they're convicted of a felony. So at any rate, dog, we'll be back Monday night. I want to thank everybody for watching. And anything else you want to add, Johnny?
Yes. Remember, guys, as I always tell you, I'm not always going to be there to help you or bail you out. So if you drink, don't drive. And if you drive, don't park because accidents cause people.